Well, with that, some big breaking news here on Times Now. We are getting you minute-by-minute updates on the gold smuggling scam. Another big exclusive detail coming your way now. Well, sources have revealed new details from the revelations of the key suspect, Ranya Rao. In fact, in a shocking turn of events, Ranya claims to have received gold from a man in a white gown who allegedly handed over the precious metal to her at Dubai's Terminal 3. This was next to an espresso machine. Well, according to Ranya, the gold was provided in 2 packets wrapped in plastic containing 12 full gold bars and 5 cut pieces. In an effort to conceal the contraband, Ranya reportedly wrapped the gold around her calves and stomach using adhesive tapes and tissue. Further details indicate that the cut pieces of gold were hidden inside her shoes and even in the pockets of her jeans. Well, Ranya also confirmed watching YouTube videos on how to smuggle the gold, raising serious questions about the extent of planning and coordination in this operation alone. Well, we have our reporters who are getting us minute-by-minute updates. We have Bhavtosh, Pinky, as well as Deepak Bopanna joining us. First, I'm going to come to you, Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, it's very interesting. Layer by layer, it's almost like taking an onion apart, but there are more wheels within the wheels. The more we unveil, there are more mysteries coming in. Now, who's the latest mystery man, if you can break out that angle first?
Well, it is her statement that was recorded by DRI, and it is a disclosure statement under Customs Act, in which she has mentioned that that this was the first time that she was caught with gold biscuit, and that gold biscuit at least 14 kgs was with her. Now, what is most interesting, Meghna, in this disclosure statement are 2 parts. One, she has said that it was a person or a mystery man in white gown who had given her gold, and that there were several VIP calls or internet calls that she had received before she went to Dubai. Now, at no point of time in the disclosure statement, she has said that she was coerced to carry this gold, and she further said that the person was around 6 feet tall. And this was the first time she met this person, and she was immediately handed over gold. Now, what is very, in fact, important in her statement is Dubai International Airport is one of the most fortified airport in the world. And if she had received that gold at the airport, then she should have bypassed that airport. And that question was asked to her as to how she managed to cross Dubai International Airport, because custom declaration would have happened there also. She did not have any answer to that question. Now, probably for this very reason, Meghna, she was called Mastermind in the first remand note that was submitted by the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence, and for this very reason, the Directorate of Revenue Intelligence wrote to the CBI that there could be involvement of unknown public servant who could be a part of bigger international gold syndicate racket.
Do stay on with us, Bhavtosh. Let's also get our viewers the breakup of all the exclusive angles that we are getting for our viewers here on Times Now. There you have it. One of the first revelations which is coming to light now is that a man in a white gown handed over the gold bars to her. Bhavtosh is telling us that the starlet has said that she did not know who this man is. The second revelation is that there was a mystery man who had given her this gold in Dubai, at the Dubai airport, where she started hiding it in her clothes, tying it around her ankles, and even stuffing it in her shoes. The third revelation, which DRI claims has been made by Ranya Rao, is that there was a man who was roughly 6 feet tall. He had African-American accent, is what she has said. Remember, she has been claiming that she's never met this man, doesn't know who he is, met him only once. And she gave the details as to where she met him. She says that she took gold from the man who was there at Dubai's Terminal number 3 next to an espresso machine. She was asked to go there. There was gold which was given to her in 2 packets. Details that Bhavtosh has been getting us. It was wrapped in plastic. Then she went, unwrapped it, and then tied it around herself. She received 12 full gold bars and 5 cut pieces, which she wrapped around her own person, wrapped it around her calves, as well as her stomach, to try and conceal all the gold when she passes the customs. Also, the 8th revelation she has made is that she concealed the gold, uses adhesive tape as well as tissues. Remember, the DRI sources are saying that while in custody, she has admitted that she was YouTubing and looking at videos as to how to conceal gold in one's body. She also hid the cut gold bars in her shoes as well as in her jeans pockets, stuffed it with it. Imagine the audacity of doing something like this and trying to cross the customs. The 10th revelation she's made is that she watched YouTube videos to learn how to conceal gold on one's person. So these are the revelations which are coming in. So let me go across to Pinky. Pinky, it appears, even though the starlet in her questioning, Ranya Rao has claimed that this was the first time ever that she had smuggled gold, but this kind of meticulous planning, where she knew exactly what to do with the gold, how to achieve it, how to take it, how to hide it, and how to stuff it, and how to get past the customs. It doesn't seem like someone doing it for the first time. Other sources within the investigative agencies telling you about the larger nexus, how she may have done it in the past.
Well, absolutely. While in her statement, she clearly mentions the DRI that it was the first time that she smuggled gold to India from Dubai. But it clearly, shows the way the entire thing was planned, and it was in fact pre-planned. Those questions definitely arises as far as this entire investigation is concerned, because this mystery man who in fact handed over her and she in fact entered from the gate A of Terminal 3 of Dubai Airport, and near the Expresso, she met this mystery man who handed over her the entire parcel with 2 packs, and that had 4 gold bars in every packet, and the 5th one had cut pieces of the gold which she hid inside her shoes and the pant pocket. So clearly, though she says that she has in fact smuggled gold for the first time, but the biggest question remains is like who this mystery man was who was wearing a white gown, and whom she says that he had an accent of African American person. So clearly, and he was in fact 6 feet tall. But what she has also mentioned in the statement given to DRI has in fact raised many questions that in fact, she purchased a trampoline plastic, and also talking about the way she in fact, concealed gold. She watched YouTube videos before concealing the gold. So clearly, this is what she mentioned, that she did not know, and through YouTube she learned how to conceal the gold. And she also said that adhesive tape was in fact purchased from the airport, and tissues that she was inside the washroom. She was concealing gold, and she used some tissues also to wrap around her waist, thighs, and also what she says that cut pieces were in fact put into her pockets and shoes. So clearly all these questions definitely arises many questions, but more shocking here is like the way she's saying that it was her first time smuggling gold to India, but also the statement that has been given to DRI raising many questions about this mystery man. However, the official will now have to probe as to who this mystery man was. Back to you.
Well, in fact, do stay on with us. Let me go across to Deepak. Deepak, it's important for us to understand, of course, who this mystery man is. But it also points to the fact that she's not working alone, that there's a larger syndicate, possibly a global syndicate as well, if her travel details are to be looked into, which is at play here. Where are we when it comes to tracing and locking what the larger syndicate really is?
Well, that's the reason the CBI has taken over the investigation, isn't it? Because the DRI has given them some valuable information based on the inputs that they've got from this particular case. After this, of course, the CBI has now registered a FIR, which will not just look at this particular case connected to Ranya, but overall the syndicate that's operating, bringing gold into the country. This is a very, very important case for the DRI because they've got hold of so much amount of gold, identified how this operation works. As far as Ranya is concerned, she has been getting through Dubai customs, claiming she's going to Geneva, making her way into India. Right now, when we look at the developments that have taken place, the protocol lapses as well is very, very crucial. 2 officers and their statements have been recorded, and that finds a mention in the remand copy that Times Now has access, which shows that one of the protocol officers here, the constable, clearly says that he has been providing protocol services, green channel, movement for many people, who are relatives of IPS officers or bureaucrats. And here are the behest of Actress Ranya, his family members work with the protocol, including Ranya. So, now while the state government, of course, has ordered a high-level inquiry into this protocol lapses at the airport, what the CBI and the DRI will also find in their involvement in this, while Ramchandra Rao, the stepfather of Ranya, has claimed that he has nothing to do with this entire case and it has come as an embarrassment to him. She's not his biological daughter. But here, the statement of the constable becomes very important, where he says to the behest of Ramchandra Rao that this protocol was given to his daughter. So why was it being given? Was he in the know-how that his daughter was into such activity? All of this becomes very, very pertinent.
Well, absolutely. In fact, protocol officers were appointed to Ranya Rao. Who really gave the orders from the top? Those are some of the questions that we have to look into. Let me go back across to Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, if you can explain to us how all of this is likely to come together and there may be a pattern emerging. Pattern emerging that she may not be the only one. Is there a larger nexus which also includes other starlets who may be exploited by a syndicate, a global syndicate perhaps?
Yes, Meghna, in fact, adding to what Pinky as well as Deepak has said, that DRI is not only looking into the case of Ranya Rao, but they are looking at the possibility of a bigger international gold syndicate racket in which national networks are operating now. The letter that was written by DRI to Director CBI clearly mentions two cases. One case involving Omani national and the other one of Ranya Rao. But what is very important is the fact that the two incidents had happened at two different airports. One was at Mumbai airport, another one at Kemgowda airport in Bangalore. Now, both the incidents mentioned one important thing, that at Mumbai International Airport, the two persons arrested were making frequent trips to Dubai. As far as Kemgowda airport is concerned, the starlet had in fact made a first trip to Dubai, but searches at her residence led to recovery of further gold. Further, the letter mentioned that since DRI investigated this case, they suspect that there are unknown public servants involved. Now, DRI is only limited as an agency to probe anti-smuggling operations. Now, in a report that was submitted to the government, DRI in year 2023-2024 mentioned that they have seized gold worth hundreds of crores of rupees, and 241 kgs of gold in total were seized. Now, looking into the gravity of the case and the fact that the seizure of gold is only increasing over a period of time, DRI had now written to the CBI, and CBI has subsequently taken over the case. Now, this is the reason why the case is being investigated by multiple agencies, whether it's DRI or CBI, and it could be possible that in days to come, some very important people will be called in for questioning, not only by CBI but also by DRI.
Bhavtosh, do stay on with us. Let's quickly recap what Bhavtosh has said. It's important for us to understand what really is this larger international syndicate which has been red flagged by the DRI. In fact, it has written this letter to the CBI that Times Now has managed to accept. In fact, in this it says that an Indian lady intercepted at Bengaluru without having named her, and said that there are multiple international travels also which have been listed. 2 foreigners have been arrested for smuggling, as Bhavtosh is pointing out that there was a bid to smuggle 21.28 kgs of gold on 6th of March alone. There were quick successions in attempted smugglings which were made. In fact, there was a nexus with international smuggling syndicate as well, and that syndicate possibly was operating out of Dubai. So that is the Dubai link, a very clear Dubai linked syndicate which is now coming to light, and also public servants were possibly involved, as all our reporters have been telling us, Bhavtosh, Pinky as well as Deepak, that there were protocol officers who were, of course, assigned to her. So where did those orders come from? Larger networks seem to be probed. So I'm going to come across to Pinky. Pinky, again and again, there are questions being raised as to why there was a protocol officer who was assigned to her. Of course, her father is a very senior IPS officer. He's a serving IPS officer. But so far, there have been no direct links to him, has there? And he's come out openly said that he doesn't know what his stepdaughter has been up to.
Well, the protocol officer who was in fact along with her, who in fact helped her pass through Green Channel, is clearly have been in fact questioned by the DRI, and the statement that was recorded clearly says in his statement before the DRI, he has in fact told that he helped her on the instructions of DGP Ramchandra Rao, because he was assigned. What he has exactly told the DRI in the documents that we have is that as a gesture of courtesy, he has been from the time to time instructed to provide protocol assistance to the family members of senior officials of the department. Similarly, he was asked by his senior Shri Ramchandra Rao, DGP, to assist his family members and relatives by extending the protocol. So clearly, he has in fact mentioned this in the DRI statement. So now questions arises like, through this green channel, he has in fact helped Ranya Rao to pass through the protocol, and every time when she used to travel, this is how she would be given, assistance as far as this particular protocol officer is concerned. And he in fact took an help from the other, officer who was in charge of the intelligence, state intelligence. So both have been questioned by the DRI, and now what remains to be seen is that, since all this on the instructions of the senior officials, he had in fact given this green channel, but now the probe will in fact take place, and then we'll have to see as to what exactly and who all were behind this and how big this nexus was all about. Back to you.
Absolutely. Pinky, do stay on with us. Bhavtosh, one of the things which is very interesting, the travel history of Ranya Rao. Now, you as well as our battery of reporters who've been tracking the CBI, the DRI probe very, very closely have told us that she also made multiple trips to Europe, to US, to Africa. Why? Any details coming in on that front?
Well, if we go by her statement or the disclosure statement that has been recorded by DRI, she said that this is her first trip as far as illicit transaction of gold is concerned. But she has not gone out in detail explaining her previous trips to Dubai is concerned, nor did DRI specifically asked about that. What DRI has said is that they had gone through her travel history, and they have found that on 27 occasions she had gone to Dubai in past 1 year, and specifically in since 2025, and that she had traveled 47 times across overseas. Importantly, what investigators in federal probe agencies have revealed that when she was questioned once, she had claimed that she is a freelancer and was into real estate as far as Dubai is concerned. It is contradiction and ambiguity in her statement that in fact had alerted DRI and other agencies. Remember, the price differential between of gold between Dubai and Middle East and India is something that in fact has been exploited by gold syndicate in both countries, and that's the reason why they use these individuals as mules. And there are several cases that have been busted not only by DRI but customs as well as by NIA. It happened in 2020 when they had in fact arrested individuals at Thiruvananthapuram International Airport, and that case was then subsequently investigated by ED, and they had at that point of time they had said that 350 crore rupees of gold smuggling had taken place. So these cases are being investigated. The question is, who is the real mastermind as far as this case is concerned? There is a name of a mystery politician here in Karnataka is concerned, but investigation in this case has just started. One has to wait and see what next will happen as far as this high profile case is concerned.
In fact, do stay on with us. Big breaking news which is coming in. Times Now has also managed to access the remand copy for Ranya Rao. We'll get you that in just a bit. Meanwhile, some big breaking news which is coming in ahead of polling.